So we're back on the banks. Today you've joined me on the fenland drains and we're here 5 days fishing solid. I'm not going anywhere else, no rivers, nowhere, staying in one swim, and that 5-day period I'm hoping that we can get a 30-pound pike, and that is the goal. So I've literally just turned up, it's about 7:15. As you can see, it's cool, it's 2 degrees, it's misty, it's cold. Conditions are prime for catching a fish. Last week when we was on here, it was a bit of a struggle. We had like 14 degrees in the daytime, really hot sunshine, and the fish were not up for it. We literally had 2 hours of bite time, anything from 3 to sort of 5 o'clock. So this week can go 2 ways. I can either blank and spend a whole week catching nothing. We may catch a couple of small fish, or that elusive 30-pounder could come through here and we catch it. And that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm giving the rivers a wide berth. We was there last year, we had a 31 out there. Now it's time to get a 30 from here. Well, the conditions are looking absolutely prime, they really are. Nice cold evenings these past couple of days. Last week, as I mentioned, wasn't the best, if I'm honest. It was very unpredictable, very bright days. And I think today, I don't really know what the forecast says. I think it might be a little bit overcast, which wouldn't be too bad. I think there'll be a few fish moving over the next couple of days on these drains. Last week was very unpredictable. I mean, we were getting one, I think it was between 3 and 6 o'clock, something like that. So I didn't really know what I was going to expect. And after a couple of days, it was a case of 2 hours of bite time, maybe 3, and then that's it. You're not going to catch anything at all. So this week can go 2 ways. I can blank, get nothing, or we could possibly, get amongst some of these big pikes. So that's always my goal, try and get some of the biggest pike we can. But at the moment, the conditions are prime. So the drains still, they're not running it off. So there's every chance today we couldn't possibly get a few fish in the bag. Who knows? Right, so first cast of the day, always a special one. I've got plenty of bait to last us this week. I've got a good couple of packs, same old sardine. And the main question is there going to be any monstrous pike this week coming through this drain? That's what we're hoping for. There's got to be something hanging around. And they're going to be at the biggest weights as well, so what's the odds of us catching a monstrous 30-pound fenland drain pike? Right, so plan of attack, 2.5 ounce lead, running on the line. I've just showed you the trace in the bait, and that is as simple as you can get it for catching a pike. It's 8 o'clock now, so let's see if we can get some big pike. We've got 5 days fishing. We've just had a knock on this left-hand rod. It's only been out for 10 minutes. As you can see, there's a lot of debris. Here we go, here we go. This is what makes life very difficult for pike fishing on the drains when it's like this. Yeah, we've got a fish. Nice looking one. Well, that's an absolutely stunning fish. Not massive, but very welcome, and we've only been here for a short amount of time, so I'll get him back. It's only a small one. Go on, mate. That's the one. Beautiful. So we're coming up to about 9:05. We've had one in the bag already. Not a bad looking fish, only a small one, but it's encouraging. And believe it or not, when I looked in the pike's mouth, when I was unhooking the trace, the bait was right inside its mouth. A lot of the pike I've been catching recently have only been hooked in the side of the scissors. So it's a clear indicator that they are moving now and they're very active. So it's given me a little bit of a confidence boost. I personally didn't think we was going to catch anything till 3 o'clock. Maybe 4 for a couple of hours like last week, but conditions have changed. It's nice and overcast, and it just goes to show if you've got bright days, which really sunny, very warm, that's a killer for fishing, either that or rain. I've found over the years those 2 scenarios with the weather can put the pike off the feed, but when it's like this, you've had a fairly cool night, probably 1-2 degrees, and then you wake up to this and it's nice and overcast, and then you've got a drop of wind on the drain. It can work in your favour. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this coffee down there, and then I think we'll get a recast going in about 10 minutes. there might be a good chance of catching a couple of fish today. It would be nice. In sort of mindset, I'm thinking a couple of fish a day, maybe a big one over the course of the week. That is going to be my sort of goal. So we'll just tittle away, catching the odd one here and there that normally comes through on this drain, and then we'll hopefully get a big one by the end of the week. Well, looking at this left-hand rod, the actual bait, because I've done a recast, it is splitting quite a bit, so I think we'll get a fresh bait on because it is in a bit of a state, and the elastic band's worn down to the bottom of the bait as well. But this debris is such a pain in the backside, it really is. Hopefully it's not like this every day, because it will make life a little bit difficult. Obviously not impossible. Oh, that was a bit of movement. Yep, fish on. That must have picked the bait up really quick. And I've just recast this one. I did mention it earlier on. When you're fishing on these drains, that first recast, and looking at him, not very big, yeah, he wanted that bait without a shadow of a doubt. They're ravenous at the moment. Little fella, let's get you in. The quicker we get you in, the quicker we can get you back. You're only a little. Come on, mate. Look at that. Only just hooked in the old scissors. Oh, he's got a few leeches on him. Alright, let's get you one hooked and quickly back. Alright, little fella. Just hooked in the scissors right there. Yeah, nice condition. I'll quickly show you the actual leeches on these fish. I've been banging on about it for ages, and there's leeches, as you can see, just there. Just get that off him. And these are all on the fish. Now, without me getting bit by the pike and it's thrashing, look at that, all over the pike's face. There's loads of them. And I always like to spend a couple of minutes just getting them off the fish, just to clean the fish up a little bit. There's loads on her there. We'll have a little look on the other side as well. Yeah, one there. One there. Calm down, mate, calm down. Let's get all these leashes off you. There's loads of them everywhere, all on the... Oh my days. All on the gill plates, everything. One on the head. And the last thing you want is sucking the life out of these pike. Right, let's get you back, mate, and then we'll get a fresh bait out of me. Oh my days, I'll show you the mat in a minute. This fish, the amount of leeches on him is unbelievable. Lovely looking fish though, not massive, but very nice condition. Aren't you, mate? Other way. It's very awkward to return pike on this drain at the moment, with the margins being fairly shallow. Right, quickly. No. Very eager to get back. That's the one. The leeches are a very common occurrence this time of year. Believe it or not, the big pike I've been catching haven't had any on them at all, but I mean, they're all here. Loads of them. Some there as well. And then obviously the what come off the actual fish's body, all here. Some there, some there. There's loads of them. The whole mat is absolutely covered in leeches. One there. And it's the last thing you want to see on a pike. You want to clean them up best you can. Well, everything is in sitch. It is about 5:30. It's now a case of just hope. Oh, right hand rod's just gone off a little bit there. Yeah, so what's an hour? It is, I always say, my favourite time for catching a pike. If you're ever going to get any big pike, most of the time it's around this time. They've spent all day moving up and down the drains, having a little look around. If there's any bait in the area, they'll keep moving up and down, and they'll hang around a certain section. Whether it's 200-300 yards, they'll just keep coming up and down, and then they'll come back to the area where the bait is, hopefully. Now, obviously, if there's no big pike here, I don't mind, because we've got plenty of time on his hands. When we get to the end of the week, if I haven't caught anything, I've lost nothing. At least I've tried. That's the main thing. We've had some massive pike this season. I've had loads of big pike from an undisclosed water, which I can't show, unfortunately, otherwise I'll be banned for life. What else have we had? We've had the drains, we've had the rivers, we've done well on all sections. I even had a big one at the Trent not too long ago. So all in all, the sessions have been absolutely brilliant. So, and we've got a lot of debris coming through the drain as well. It might be a bit of an awkward night's fishing, but we'll just cross that bridge when we come to it. I think it's time now to get this cuppa down there. I'm going to keep an eye on these rods. Then if we get anything decent, I'll show it to the camera. If it's only a small one, I'll just put it back and do a quick show and tell on the GoPro. But the main thing is them big gills, that's what we're after. That really gave me a picky take. I was literally just sorting myself out. It's a tiny little pike. That's the smallest pike I think I've caught from the drains, to be honest. Right little thing. Well, very welcome. Keeps the fishing interesting while we're waiting for these big ones to come through. Yeah, tiny little thing. I'm surprised it actually got the bait in its mouth. It wouldn't surprise me if it comes off, to be honest. Yeah, you can just see on the edge of its mouth where it's been hooked. Right, mate. Lovely. That's a female, small little female, looking at it, little chunky thing. Right, I'm not going to bother showing it, I'll just unhook it and get it back. And I am expecting to catch possibly quite a few of these over the next maybe sort of couple of days. This is your average stamp, these little small ones. There you go, mate. Bit of a slow go with that one.